It's the semifinal stage of this college football playoff. It's time to find out who has the depth and the drive to take one huge step closer to the ultimate goal, hoisting that national championship trophy. This test is a matchup we cannot wait to see unfold. Welcome, everyone, to Glendale, Arizona. This is the Burbo Fiesta Bowl, part of the college football playoff. As we'll see the number 3 seed in this playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the number 7 seed in the playoff, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler with Kirk Herbstreit. We are almost there. Time to find out who'll be headed to the national championship game. He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. He'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. From the shotgun, handoff inside. Brought down, but broke the tackle to produce a solid gain there.
Chris, what a way to start this game. All this hype and build-up of the playoff game. Offensive line says, hey, put it on our back. We'll be able to get things going. And if you can keep running the football like this, man, does it open up the entire playbook.
They're going to run it. Going absolutely nowhere. It'll be a loss of the ball.
Man, every defensive coordinator will tell you, I just want my guys to play fast. And how about that one right there? He almost ends up tackling the quarterback as he's handing the ball off. This offense is lucky they didn't end up fumbling.
Back in motion now. Scanning the field. It's Russell. Can't hold on. Good defensive play brings up a 4th down.
Man, on your own side of the field, you're playing a risky game here. 3rd and short. Your goal should just be keep this drive alive the best way you can sometimes. Is just hand the ball off to your running back and have him get behind that offensive line and go to work. Curious to see what they do now here on this 4th and short.
And the returner is tackled by this punt coverage team. They're going to the air in the first play. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10 now from the 43 after the incompletion. Quick throw. That's an RPO caught on the left side. Nowhere to run. They'll corral him for no gain.
Well, sometimes these wide receiver screens, the quarterback simply needs to play the numbers game to the outside, and he can avoid these negative plays in the future. Pretty much that simple.
Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. Short pass finds the tight end. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion.
On 3rd downs like this, you can only allow completions in front of you as long as you can protect the sticks. And that's what the defense did here. They knew where the sticks were. They were able to make the tackle short of the line. Will send their punt team onto the field. And the coverage team makes the stop on this return. Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. They're coming off a 3-and-out, looking to produce a positive drive here. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off.
Change of direction. That run moves the ball across the 35.
What a great job to be able to establish some rhythm to an offense. When you can run the football like this, it just opens up the playbook. You can continue to run. You can go to play action. You really keep the defense on their heels when you can run the ball like this. Nice play.
Tackle, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Well, I know people want to talk about the spread, and Alabama's offense has changed over the years, but at the end of the day, with this coaching staff, it still comes down to the line of scrimmage and the ability to pound the rock. Think about the backs they've had in recent years, Mark Ingram and Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs most recently. This is an offense that still wants to control things up front and beat you down.
Breaks loose at the 40. He's in the clear. They tackle him all the way down to the 15-yard line. This offense is knocking on the door now.
This is why I love the quarterbacks that can make things happen. Here you have an opportunity to try to create. Nothing's there. Play breaks down. Instead of just throwing it away, he sits back, sees nothing downfield, decides to be able to pick up the first down by himself. Impressive run to pick up the first, keep this drive moving.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Direct snap to the back. And that's a solid gain before the defense able to bring him down. So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. Third and long. Off the RPO, to the right. Touchdown, Crimson Tide, as they claim the lead in this playoff game. That's the kind of execution that's built on the practice field. A very precise pitch and catch for a touchdown.
You know, when we were out at practice, one thing that really stood out to me about this receiver was his ability to separate with his route running ability. You could see that right there on game day and how that shows up for a touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT makes it 7-0. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Opening play of the drive, he looks right for a completion. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
So much pressure on the defense against the RPO because you're always going to be wrong if it's executed correctly. Here, they were determined to stop the run. The problem is you leave yourself vulnerable to a throw into a flat. Right flat's open. The quarterback makes the right throw. And look at these yards.
First and 10 play coming up. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Timeout called by the defense. They'll go to the sideline and try to adjust. That's their first timeout. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. On the ground, it's Gray. Slams right into a wall. They got him for a loss.
I don't know what the quarterback saw there. He should have pulled that ball out and tried to make a throw, but instead he hands it off to the poor running back, and it's a tackle for a loss.
Second down after that previous play. pass. It's Smith. Quick throw over the middle. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out the punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, he's unable to hold on to the football.
And he'll drop back here on third down. Picks the ball up as he's hit, but it's incomplete.
I see what the quarterback's trying to do here. He's holding on to that football to the last possible second to give that play a chance, but he held it just a little bit too long. The defense is able to hit him to force that incompletion.
The coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. First play of the drive now. We'll start from the 32. First play of the drive, they look to the right. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
And there's the tight end who shows off his hands.
Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. Quick throw caught on the left side. He stopped, but he gets a first down. So Alabama will take the lead into the quarter break here. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. And now the handoff. Breaks into the clear. And he breaks the tackle on the way to a solid gain there.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
Defense is coming after him. He steps out of bounds. No gain on the play.
Well, the offense tries to go with a play action to slow this defense down, but they weren't buying it. They applied the pressure and came up with a sack.
Offense trying to move into scoring position if they can convert third and short here from the 50. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Cannot connect, incomplete, and now fourth down.
Oof, the risk of throwing on third and short. Lots of second guessing going over on that sideline about that play call. You got to wonder if they're going to go for it anyway on fourth down, but what will be the play call?
The ball near midfield, no punting team. The offense is going for it. Trying for a fourth down completion. Moves out of the pocket. And it's picked off. Threw it across his body and paid the price. And that's a solid return after the interception.
Chris, he's trying to find something. Nothing is there. Everything is covered downfield. He's rolling to his right. Eyes are downfield. But the one thing he doesn't see is that defender who steps in front of that to make that interception.
There's the handoff. The freshman brings him down quickly.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on first down, that's a win.
Now it's second down here. Again, thrown out of the RPO, it is complete. Tackle is made. It's a short gain, well short of the marker.
Well, anytime an offensive coordinator calls a wide receiver screen, he's trying to get offensive linemen out in front of the receiver to create a wall so that receiver can pick a lane to run through. How about the defense here, though? That's called team pursuit and swarming to the football. They didn't give him any lanes, so not much yards downfield for the receiver.
Pressure is coming. Can't find anybody on third down, throws it away, and now fourth down coming up.
Boy, this defense has been incredible all year long, and they continue to be that way in the postseason. Just getting after this offense, whether it's putting pressure on the quarterback, great coverage downfield. Right now, they are dominating this game.
They don't get the first down. The return team all over it to stop him short. That fooled absolutely no one. They were all over that. he'll hand it off. Well, they test the middle there, but get nothing.
Things just appeared to be a bit out of sync from the get-go on that one. Give credit to the front seven of that defense for staying in the proper lanes and getting to the ball carrier, not let him dance around and make something out of nothing.
Looking to throw. It's Russell. Makes the grab. It's Meadows. Tackle quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. You take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
Breaking free at the 35. Out of bounds after another big scramble. This guy's legs has been a major weapon for the offense today. Alabama getting set for the 1st and 10 now. Handoff here from the shotgun. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
Chris, I know it's not a huge gain. You didn't pick up the first down, but it's still early in this game. Never abort this running game. You keep working. It's kind of like a body blow in a boxing match. Keep wearing the defense down and a big
swarm with a pass rush. A sack.
A really good job by this defense. The quarterback looked to be trying to work through his progressions to find his open receiver, but before he knew it, he's on his back.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. The pass is intercepted. He's brought down quickly, but that takeaway is a huge play for this defense.
Boy, we're just here in this first half, and this defense is all over it. That's their 2nd interception. Good job of pressuring the quarterback, making him uncomfortable, and forcing the ball into coverage.
So the first play of the drive coming up here, under 3 minutes to play before half. 1st down, looking to throw the ball. Looking to set up a screen pass here. Finding some room at the 25. Tackle made on the play at the 29-yard line. It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Let's see if the offense can take the lead before the break. First down here for this offense. Gonna run it. It's Gray. And the tackle is made after a 4-yard gain, so 2nd and 6.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards. They're on 1st and 10.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Dropping back. It's Smith. Bringing pressure. That's caught. It's Watkins. And the defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a 1st down. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Offense breaks the huddle and gets set. It's 3rd down. Grab behind the line. It's Bradley. Oh, and he hits out of bounds after a really nice gain there.
Good job here by this offense coming up with his 1st down on that 3rd down play. They knew they're going to have to deal with a lot of pressure, did their job, gave the quarterback time. They convert, and listen, you're down early in this game. Every possession matters. You need points on this drive, and they're able to have that chance now with that conversion.
Offense beginning to click on this drive as they try to reach the end zone for the first time today. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. The sophomore with a strong tackle there.
Defense does a really nice job here of being able to contain that run game, held him just to 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at 2nd and 8, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of staying on the ground.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. From the shotgun, drops back. Catch hauled in here over the middle. They stop him, but it's a 1st down. The Rebels will come to the line to run the hurry up. Ball handed off. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing. They'll have to hurry now. Second down with the clock ticking. To the air. It's Smith. Taking a deep shot here to the right. Tried to go very deep there. Good effort. But now it's third down.
Chris, we're all guilty of this. We all look at the big plays, the quarterbacks, the offense, how many points, how many yards. And sometimes we overlook the most important aspect of the game, the offensive line. You've got to do a good job consistently protecting the quarterback, and it all comes down to the offensive line. And here, they hurry the quarterback, and they blow up the play.
The reception gets about 7 yards, but fourth down coming up here. And the Rebels will come to the line, looking to keep the drive going on fourth down. Now the timeout is called by the defense. They've got some things to work out here. And the Rebels will look to convert here on fourth down. He's throwing for it on fourth down. Finds his receiver. That's enough for the first down. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down.
Just great execution here on this fourth down to keep this drive alive. And what I love is the accuracy from the quarterback and a good job by the receiver knowing where that route needed to be able to catch the ball and pick up the first down.
The Rebels have 1st and 10 here. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He fires downfield. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete.
It's pretty simple as a defensive coordinator. When the quarterback drops back to throw, if we get pressure on him, we got a chance to slow him down and win the football game. If we don't, it could be a long afternoon. Good job here by dialing up the pressure.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion from the 23. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Looking downfield. It's Smith. The receiver grabs it. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. The clock is still running. Up to hurry up here, but it's a crucial third down. Looking for some space. It's Bray. They bring him down at the 11, but it'll be first down from there. Timeout is called to duck strategy late in this close game with halftime approaching. Defense having to dig deep. Play number 13 on this drive. And looking to throw now on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Bradley. Brought down at the 5 after the catch. The offense really threatening now. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. The offense calls a timeout here. That's their 3rd and final of the half. So just before halftime here, out comes the field goal unit. This is going to be a 21-yard chip shot. Oh, and he knocks it right through. And that field goal, the final play of this opening half. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. Kick it off to start the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. And the powerful Ole Miss offense is back out on the field. The ground game ineffective in the first half. Let's see if they stay patient or look to open up with the pass game. Looking to pass. It's Smith. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play. And the Rebels hustle to the line to run the hurry-up.
Well, there's no time to sit there and talk to each other as a defense. You give up a big gain for a first down, and already you got to get lined up because here comes the ball again.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense?
This offense is known for that up-tempo approach. The defense has got to make their calls and get adjusted and ready to play.
Second down, we're going to throw it. Looking for his big tight end. Grab down the middle. It's Bradley. They finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 28.
The defense is spread all over the field, creating some one-on-one matchups, and the quarterback makes them pay for it.
On the run, it's Gray.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Thrown quickly, caught in the right flat. Stopped right there at the line, no gain.
Boy, these receiver screens, if run correctly, can be a big play with a convoy of linemen out in front. This time, just not able to get it going. It's a nice job with his defense to prevent a big play.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Pass is caught. That gain moves the ball to the 17. First down.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become his security blanket for the quarterback, and especially on third down, get him the ball.
The senior able to make the stop after a short gain. So here comes second down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. To the air, it's Smith. Caught near the sticks. It's Bradley. Brought down at the 7. The completion moves him closer to the goal line.
Chris, it just feels like the offense is almost teasing the defense with this play. As an offensive coordinator quarterback, you're often looking for that soft spot in the zone. And here, they do a nice job of finding that hole for a nice gain.
Here's the snap. Offense looking to throw the ball. Caught in the backfield. It's Gray. Tackled after the completion, down at the 1-yard line.
Boy, tight windows as always down here. They have trust in throwing it. You just have to be smart.
Offense facing second and goal. And they'll try the quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Rebels. And they jump on top here in the second half. So with playoff pressure, Kirk, the offense executes a long, grinding, methodical drive.
You know, the thing I've... this offense all year long is their ability to either hit the big play or not have to rely on that. Like this, they're able to sustain a drive and still come up with points and get a touchdown.
Lining up to try the extra point. The PAT puts him up 3. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. No surprise they're in a hole here. They've given the football away in each of the last 2 possessions. They tackle him right at the 35-yard line.
Boy, positive yards there on 1st and 10. Good job up front by that offensive line. Good hard running by this running back. And now you got a lot of options. That playbook can really open up on 2nd and inches.
Takes the handoff again. Running up the middle, but stuffed for no gain. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill curve.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. You're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face. And I think the quarterback here forces the ball because it's 3rd down. But he's got to be careful having the ball on his own side of the field. That ball was almost picked off.
Here we go, the coach rolling the dice. 4th and 1 in his own territory. From the shotgun, an inside handoff. He did not get it. A crucial play by this defense. What a 4th down stop.
How about the offense being aggressive? They decide to go for it here, and I got to give all the credit to this defense. Being aware, anticipating the call, knowing exactly where they needed to make the stop, and they did it.
And the Ole Miss offense is back out on the field. The last possession was a passing game clinic. They moved it right down for a touchdown. Can they keep it going? Caught behind the line. It's Bradley. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards.
Chris, this is a great game, but I'm always so impressed with the offensive line because they sell this as much as anything. The quarterback's making the read, trying to figure out if the defense is committed to the run or the pass, and then he's going to go the other direction. He makes the right throw here out to the flat to the right, but the offensive line showing the defense it's a run look is what opens this up eventually for the nice game.
That's reeled in. It's Watkins. And the Rebels are moving quickly down the field. The offense with 3 tight ends now on 1st down, trying to create a mismatch. He'll hand it off. 0 running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
Here's the 2nd down play. To draw play. And he goes nowhere. Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Man, the defensive coordinator has to be fired up about this play. The thing that he has to love is that his defense and their technique was right on point. They didn't lose their leverage. They stayed with the play and didn't just go after the quarterback.
Now in 3rd and very long, looking to throw. Makes a quick grab. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Great connection there for 6 points.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
BAT is good when they go up 17-7. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. He keeps it. QB draw. Running with purpose. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29. Second down coming up. And Kirk gets all this on top. Sitting in a pretty good spot as we wrap up the third quarter, trying to keep those national championship hopes alive. Let's take a quick look at the game sets while we have a chance. 1 quarter to go. Let's see if this sets up as a classic finish. And the tight end goes in motion before the snap. Dropping back. It's Russell. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
Well, the running back that time just kind of sneaks out of the backfield and shows his hands on that nice catch.
Offense sets the formation. It's third down. And they pick up the first on the ground. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Hey, it's a nice pickup. You got the first down on the ground. That's a great job. But remember, it's a 2-possession game. You got to pick it up a bit. This defense will welcome those kind of plays all game long because the clock will keep moving. So you got to put that ball in the end zone and try to get the ball back.
He escapes the pocket. Breaks an open space. Scoots out of bounds after a nice pickup on that running play.
This is just a great job of understanding situational awareness by this quarterback. Nobody's open downfield, so instead he decides to buy a little bit of time by scrambling, gets out of the pocket, and he gets to the sticks and just gets the first down.
Grab behind the line, it's Edwards.
Boy, he has such great size. I just love this play call on 1st and 10. The defense is expecting a run. Instead, you go play action, and you throw it to the big man for some positive yards on 1st and 10.
Here's the handoff. That's a solid gain. Moves the football inside the 30 and a first down.
Oh, just a great play by the running back here. Just finding his lanes and exploding through the gap when it opened up.
He's running out of time here. And he'll heave the ball deep down that right side. And he can't hold on right in his hands, and he dropped it.
Well, these guys just continue to struggle throwing the football. You know, whether it's been running the wrong route, the quarterback not being accurate, the offensive line not doing their job. It's been a collective effort, and it's a big reason why they're trailing now in this game.
With the catch, it's Cook. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain. Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. Snapping it from the red zone now, looking to throw. On the move, trying to scramble for the first down, comes up short.
Boy, the defense trying to get after this quarterback. I love the concept. I love the idea. Here, they don't give up the big play. They prevent him from getting out and picking up huge yards.
To throw, it's Russell. Looking to scramble. Touchdown, Alabama, as the QB fights his way into the end zone. That score makes things a lot more interesting here in the fourth quarter with a spot in the national championship game on the line.
This feels like a playoff game now. You can just see it on the guys' faces. That was a momentum punch. Now the focus shifts to the opposition. Can they march down and answer, or will they wilt to the pressure?
No problem with BAT right down the middle. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback. They'll start at the 25. And the Ole Miss offense is back out on the field. Pounding away with the run game. And they try the middle, but stuffed for no gain.
Chris, good job here on that stop, but remember the ball is inbounds and the clock keeps moving here late in the game when you're trailing. It's a defense. You got to start thinking about utilizing those timeouts. You got all three to use. What point are you going to start putting those into play?
It's a screen pass complete to the running back. Play never had a chance. Defense grabs him for a loss.
Boy, just a great job here by this defense, sniffing out the screen. They were not fooled at all. He caught that ball. He had nowhere to go, and it's a loss of yardage.
Here we are late in a close game. Crucial play coming up, 3rd and long. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Dropping back, it's Smith. But they don't connect. It's incomplete, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this 3rd down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, boy, you really allow this defense to dictate things, and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw on this play.
And the returner will be brought down. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. Pressure on late in this playoff game. Down 3. They've got to make something happen right here. Caught by the receiver. Breaking free at the 35. Now here he goes. Touchdown, Bama. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Well, this is why they love this guy so much, is when it's crunch time, he makes plays like this. And what I love is the quarterback knows all I got to do is get the ball in his hands, and he can do the rest of the work and get it all the way to the end zone. Great play.
PAT up and good. The lead is 4 here in the final quarter. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Rebels offense is back out on the field. The chance to advance in the playoff comes down to this. Offense needing a touchdown here late in the game. Quick throw to the left. They stop him out at the 42. That's a solid game getting closer to midfield. The Rebels will come to the line to crank up the tempo.
Well, we saw a lot of this in the first half. They go right back to him again, and we can see the second half, that same trend continuing. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm rolling my coverage, get a corner up in his face, and put a safety back behind him. Some kind of double coverage to slow this guy down.
Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. The final 2 minutes here. This defense trying to hang on. The offense trying to make a play to win it. All right, serious drama here. The semifinal game comes down to the final couple minutes. Can the offense make a play here? Back to throw. It's Smith. Completion. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain.
Man, give the defense a lot of credit. You're taking away the elite receiver. That primary target forces the quarterback to find a second or third option. He gets positive yards. But anytime you can take away the big play late in the game, it's going to help you be able to secure victory.
As the first down and more. Tackle, but first down.
Well, good push up front here in this back. I tell you, he's got some outstanding vision to be able to find those creases, to be able to get positive yards, and here he gets the first down.
Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off.
Chris, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Short throw complete to the tight end. That's a solid game there, showing off the stiff arm.
Here the defense was committed to stop the run. And in an RPO, that's a dangerous thing to do. The quarterback sensed that and just pulled the ball out, got it out to the right flat for some good yards.
Grab behind the line. It's Bradley. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
It's a completion, but they don't pick up the first down. So before they worry about trying to move the ball downfield and putting points on the board, they got to get the first down right here.
So here we go. Down one score. They're going to go for it on fourth down. The defense will spend their second time out here to make some adjustments. Down one possession in the fourth quarter, and the offense is going to try to convert here on fourth down. Let's go to the right, looking for the first down. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
That's what you love to see from the quarterback, recognizing the receiver is past the marker, and a good job by the receiver to know where he needed to go to get that first down.
Championship game on the line, and the offense step up. Looking to pass. It's Smith. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. He's brought down after a short gain. That's not going to be first down yardage. It's third down. Quarterback in the shotgun. He's got it near the end zone. Stopped short of the touchdown, but the offense is set up now, first and goal. And it's the defense who stops the clock now with 17 seconds remaining. First and goal. Can the offense punch it in and claim the lead here in the fourth quarter? It's QB sneak. And the offense takes a timeout with 15 seconds remaining. It's a second and goal play for the offense. Try to make it with a quarterback sneak. You try to sneak it, but it goes nowhere. Defense rising up on the goal line. On the ground, trying to power toward the goal line. They stop him behind the line. That'll set up fourth down now. And a timeout is taken. Just 3 seconds left. Time for one last play. Trailing in the final quarter of a close game. They're going to go for it on fourth and goal. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. Touchdown, Rebels. They jump on top now here in the fourth. That kind of execution on a long drive, that's why this team made it in the college football playoff.
That's exactly right. Being able to mix in the run with the pass, picking up first downs, and eventually coming up with the touchdown. That is a tough thing to do, and they made it look easy.
Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games, but you and I have been around this team all year long. So impressed with the emotions and how they're able to contain themselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that's going to do it. The winner survives and advances in the playoff bracket. We'll talk to you down the line. For Kirk Street, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.